is one of the most influential managers, not only in England but also in Europe. He's one of the two managers who has successfully managed to win a Premier League title in the Pep Guardiola era at the Premier League. However, last season, the Jurgen Klopp started to see some huge problems in his team. And this was evident in the results and the league position they finished last season. In the 2022-2023 season, Liverpool finished fifth in the Premier League table. Very bad for position for Liverpool. And the key point of concern is not even the goals they scored, because the goals they scored was better than any team above them other than Arsenal and Manchester City. But the goals they conceded was the problem. That was 47 goals conceded. And this was not as a result of any huge injury issue in defense, but the sluggishness and the lack of athleticism in midfield. Jurgen Klopp, a manager who has famed himself with the gegenpressing principle of attacking football, where he likes his team counter press aggressively to win possession in the opposition's half and launch quick counter-attacks. As Jurgen Klopp says, there is no number 10 who's as better as a good counter-pressing situation. So how did Klopp really fail this season? So last season, Klopp's midfield really failed him. And this was evident with his four key starting midfielders, Henderson, Fabinho, Alcantara, and Naby Keita, who majority of them were getting past their prime. And since majority of them could not keep up with the intensity of Klopp, some of them got frequently injured, such as Alcantara and Keita. And Henderson and Fabinho lost their legs and were not able to recover ground and make the blocks, interceptions, and the required skills that Jurgen Klopp requires in his midfield. Klopp, being an innovator, decided that let him bring Trent Alexander-Arnold and play him in midfield, with sometimes Trent starting as a right-sided midfielder. But this only propelled Trent to play the current role that he plays, that is the inverted fullback. And this was dynamic, especially towards the end of the season. I've done a video, you can click the cards and see that video. On the other hand, a player such as Curtis Jones came in and filled the role that Henderson was not able to fulfill effectively, bringing in that energy, that pressing, and that dynamic, intense midfield that Klopp likes. This saw Liverpool have a resurgence in the second half of the season. However, the summer of 2022-2023 was so important for Klopp, as this was the summer that will enable him to make the required reinforcements in his midfield, so that he can use the 2023-2024 season to launch a title charge against the ever-dominant Manchester City. Two key players were in Klopp's radar. These were Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo. However, Chelsea managed to bag these two players away from Liverpool. This left Liverpool in a tight situation, and majority of the pundits and people did not expect Klopp to come from this. However, Klopp managed to secure two talents in midfield, with McAllister signing from Brighton and Dominic Szoboszlai signing from Leipzig. And these two have been quite an instrumental figures in Liverpool's midfield. However, Klopp lacked the linchman in his midfield, the one who would play the Fabinho role. In came the signing of Wataru Endo, who was signing after Klopp lost both Caicedo and Lavia to Chelsea. So what makes Caicedo so special? And we're going to analyze and see what he brings. So a lot of fans, Liverpool fans, are really scared because Wataru Endo will be out for a long time, for some time, as he joins his national team in the Asian Cup. But we're going to understand what Endo brings to Liverpool and why he's so important for your club. Before we begin our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching. So The first solution for Klopp's Lynchman midfield number 6 was Alex McAllister, world champion and a player who played remarkably in Bizabi's Brighton. So McAllister was signed, and initially in the initial phases of the season, McAllister was the key player in Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. So what did McAllister do? So during build-up, as usual, the way Liverpool build with the centre-back spreading wide, McAllister would be the deepest midfielder in this instance. And having played this role, and Dizabi was familiar with it, with Trent Alexander-Arnold inverting earlier on, play alongside him. But this was limiting Trent, since Trent is not comfortable receiving the ball in these tight spaces. But McAllister is, and he will receive the ball directly from the centre backs or goalkeepers and immediately attempt to play penetrative through balls for players in between the lines, especially Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai, who would play ahead, and also play the balls to Luis Diaz or Mohamed Salah in the channels. In more settled possession, this is how Liverpool looked like. Tsimikas will hold the touchline. Jones will drop closer to Alistair, while Trent will invert in midfield. So Trent will use his excellent progressive passes. Now, the problem with Liverpool is that Klopp wants them to aggressively counter-attack. And in instances where McAllister will do this, he will win the ball and immediately play penetrative passes for the runs of Diaz and Szoboszlai. Now, the problem with Liverpool's structure is the wide areas they leave as a result of advanced fullbacks and the high line. And McAllister, who starts to be the one who's shifting across to sieve this play, is not a position that he has played in his career. And sometimes he will be beaten by opponents who are much stronger and much more intuitive. This would make him lose the duel and make his team to be outnumbered in transition. That's why we saw earlier on in the season, Liverpool conceding a lot of goals, and the only thing that was saving Liverpool is because they were outscoring their opponents. This is because of Liverpool's midfield not being able to counter this. Now, in came the unluckily summer signing, Wataru Endo, a defensive midfielder who was signed from Germany. Very athletic player and a player who knows how to read the game. But Endo did not just walk into the Liverpool team immediately, but rather is a player who came in when McAllister got injured. Once he came in, he showcased why he is the answer to Jurgen Klopp's midfield problems. So Endo is a player who's not afraid to receive the ball directly from the centre backs, and he knows to play this number 6 position quite well. He's able to link up with the more technically gifted Trent Alexander-Arnold, allow Trent to flourish with his remarkable through balls and passing sequences in the team. Wataru Endo is also quite effective in playing those short dynamic passes in between the lines and making tight interceptions in midfield. So Wataru Endo is more of a safety net in the Liverpool midfield, player who's just there to sit, read the game, intercept the ball, immediately launch quick counter-attacks for his team. And the great thing about Wataru Endo is his ability to win the ball off opponents with his impressive tackles and interceptions. He's quite strong despite his height, and his excellent stamina, his ability to able to launch into tackles and intercept the balls and immediately launch quick counterattacks is one of the key things that makes him so important for Jurgen Klopp, manager who likes a more dynamic and aggressive number 6. Now, looking at the stats here, you can see the stats of Wataru Endo, and the key thing that you're going to see is from the tackles, interceptions, and the blocks, and the clearances together with the duels won. And this showcases a strong defensive player. But when you look at his passing statistics, they are not quite great. As you can see how he does not make too much progressive passes or progressive carries. Now, let's do a comparison with Alex McAllister. The lower side of McAllister, you can see it's only the blocks that are high, but his tackles, interceptions, clearances, and aerials won so low compared to Endo. However, his progressive passes and his passes attempted and carries are quite great, showcasing that McAllister is more of a number 8 player who receives the ball and attempts to make things happen for his team. So Wataru Endo is not only just an old-fashioned number 6, but a player who's also quite great attack-wise. He's a player who's also not afraid to make crosses, and he's a player who can play through pressure. He's able to resist pressure and dribble past opponents and carry his team forward. He's also a player who knows how to make that tackle. He's a defensive player who is a water carrier in the team. He's the one who makes the other teammates look better. You know, the number 6 is the one who does all the work. He's the one who's making the tackles. He's the one making the interceptions. He's the one who's creating the counter-attacking situations. And also his remarkable long balls and through balls are quite. Thanks for watching.